Good evening, Southeast Texas. The CDC says the U.S. is at a pivotal point in this pandemic. Right now, nearly every state is being hit with a surge in COVID cases, specifically the Delta variant.
But Texas is among the states getting hit hardest. Health officials say low vaccination rates are to blame. Tonight, 31% of Southeast Texans eligible to get the vaccine are fully vaccinated. That's well below the state's nearly 52% mark. 12 News reporter James Grant joins us live tonight.
And James, you found out here that Southeast Texas health departments really are having to take their vaccination efforts on the road.
That's right, Days. Jordan, Southeast Texas health officials tell me they're being more proactive in order to get more Southeast Texans vaccinated, whether that means more pop-up vaccination sites or home visits for seniors. A harsh reality coming back into focus.
We definitely know that we're behind the state average as well as the regional average.
Southeast Texas could be in the midst of another COVID surge as daily cases continue to climb. Our low vaccination rates aren't helping matters. That's why local health departments are doing their best to take vaccinations on the road.
Our cases are continuing, they're on the rise, and so is whatever we can do to educate people on whether it's whatever reason they are vaccine hesitant or access to vaccines, whatever we can do to bring that to people.
Chambers County Health Director Mary Beth Best says the county's vaccination rate is about 11% behind the state's rate. They've set up clinics in Winnie, Mont Belvieu, and Anahuac to try and reach more people. Taking vaccinations mobile is something the Port Arthur Health Department has been doing for months.
Our Stripe team is also out in the community. If people in a neighborhood cannot get to us, we have the Stripe team that's available.
According to Judith Smith with Port Arthur Health, the team has been out vaccinating the homebound and others who need a shot but cannot make it to the city's vaccination clinic at the Texas Artists Museum. Smith says she'll continue to work not only to get more people vaccinated, but also to educate them on the vaccine.
With the numbers rising, unfortunately, we still have a lot of people that may be a little bit hesitant about the vaccines. But we're available to do the vaccines wherever we can.
Smith says the Port Arthur Health Department will have a town hall meeting next Thursday, July 29th, to help answer any COVID-related questions and educate people on the vaccine. Live in Beaumont, James Grant, 12 News.
Alrighty, folks, again, as James just mentioned, that town hall is going to be happening within the next couple of days. It's happening at the Texas Artists Museum. That's on Cultural Center Drive.
In Tokyo, hundreds gathering to protest the official start of the Olympic Games. Their chants so loud that they could be heard inside the arena during the opening ceremony. Certainly the impact of the pandemic is looming large there. Only about 950 people were allowed in the stands during the Olympics opening ceremony. That included government officials, VIPs, and foreign dignitaries.
Yeah, only a third of Japan's citizens have received one dose of a COVID vaccine. There are fears that these Olympics could become a super spreader event. KJAC NBC is your home for the Olympics. You can see the opening ceremonies in their entirety starting at 6:30 on KJAC NBC, and we'll have a special edition of 12 News afterwards, live tonight at 11 p.m.
All right, summer is here. Check out these temps around Southeast Texas in the low 90s, but when you factor in the heat index, oh yeah, definitely feels well over 100 out there, and the weekend's looking even hotter.
I don't mind. Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn joins us with these cooking temperatures out there.
Yeah, it's the dog days of summer, a little early across Southeast Texas. As you saw, the temperatures were in the lower 90s, nothing on radar, but that heat index, once it gets to about 105, 106, you're in the danger zone, and there we are in portions and spots across Southeast Texas. Futurecast showing, yeah, a quiet night across the area as expected. Our forecast shows temperatures falling from around 90 here in Beaumont at 7 p.m. down to 82 at 11 p.m. The weekend looks to be hot, humid, dry, and hazy. Monday was the tough forecast. Does the capping last and stay over our area? I'm doubtful. I don't know. We'll go with a 20% coverage. More likely to see a 20, maybe 30% coverage on Wednesday. More confidence there. But by Wednesday, scattered showers and storms return to our forecast.
New at 6, Helping Hands. High school students from across the state have converged on Southeast Texas to help families bounce back from recent storms. The teenage volunteers and their sponsors are part of the Army.
That is an outreach team from the United Methodist Church. Our Dominique Lay caught up with them in Deweyville today.
Army is an organization that helps people in need, from hurricane disaster to building a wall in a home. They received donations from their church and coordinated with Orange County Disaster Relief for supplies. The group has laid floors, cleared debris, and built stairs. With each project they take on, these kids are changing people's lives. Just 2 weeks ago, Deweyville resident Robert Peanut Greenleaf had his leg amputated because of peripheral arterial disease. Robert says he planned on adding a ramp onto his old porch, but it was falling apart from previous flooding. He thanks God that Army came when they did.
Hey, I was trapped inside my own house, couldn't get out, couldn't do this. They didn't force it on me. I was going, God, just please let it happen, you know, and it did.
Robert says he has no idea how Army found him, but he's grateful and humbled by their service. Army volunteers say the look on people's faces when they finish their project is the reason why they love helping out. We'll hear from some of those volunteers tonight at 10.
Can anybody hear me? I repeat, I'm the guy driving an ambulance. I'm trying to talk to the supervisor.
That was the voice of a man at the center of a major crime alert in Houston today. Police say he was armed when he carjacked an ambulance with a patient inside while they were on the way to a hospital. Investigators say that carjacker pulled in front of the ambulance and put on his brakes, forcing the ambulance to stop.
So that's when he hopped out and started shooting at passing cars. He then pointed the gun at the EMT behind the wheel, forcing that driver to get out. A chase ensued, ending on Highway 59, where he was finally taken into custody. The patient in the back was put into another ambulance, taken to the hospital, and is expected to be okay. As for the EMT, police say she's shaken up, but she's okay too. The EMT is now being hailed a hero for her calm in the chaos.
She did an outstanding job throughout the entire incident. She remained focused. She remained, focused on the patient's needs.
The suspect has been arrested. He was taken to the hospital after having trouble standing on his own. There's no word on what charges he may face.
An update on a body found in North Beaumont. Investigators tonight still say they have not been able to identify the man who was found dead in a ditch on Fairfield. Officer Carol Riley tells us an initial autopsy did not determine a cause of death, so now authorities must wait on a toxicology report. Police say the victim was an older black man. If you happen to know who he is, call Beaumont Police.
Right now, a family in Orange County needs a new place to live after a fire tore through their home on Martha Drive overnight. Firefighters from Orange County ESD 3 responded as those flames were just billowing from the mobile home. Crews quickly put it out, and thankfully, the family wasn't home, so no one was hurt.
Developing tonight, funeral prayers were held today for one of the fishermen who drowned in Port Arthur's Keith Lake this week. Halil Kakmatis was remembered at Jaivja Majad in Beaumont. Now, according to a GoFundMe organized by his family, Kakmatis was one of the first Turkish Americans to live in Beaumont. He was remembered for his character, his hospitality, and the interesting stories that he used to share. Kakmatis was heavily involved with the community through soccer and his mosque. Almost $24,000 has been raised to take care of his wife and 2 children. We have a link to that GoFundMe on our website.